Hello everybody, it's Dana Sullivan, the Stampin' Chick here with mystery stamping. I'm sorry that we weren't able to do mystery stamping last week, but we are here now to do mystery stamping for September, and I have decided to do mystery stamping on the first Wednesday of each month. That way it's a little more manageable and not so all-consuming of my time and my Facebook and all of that stuff. And it's a predetermined time of the month. So hopefully everyone will find me on here. It's a little confusing this time. Because I set up an event page, or I set up an event for the Facebook Live for the mystery stamping as a reminder, so that I could post it for several months in advance, just to give us a reminder, you know, so that we can have a place to post the supply list and things like that all in one spot for each month's mystery stamping. This would allow me to put together the mystery stamping project ahead of time, and so I'm not sure if it may be a little confusing for this month that the event page wanted me to set up a Facebook Live, but I thought it would allow me to set up the Facebook Live in the same spot I had been before in my Stampin' Chicks group. So anyway, I'm here, and we're here, hopefully. Hopefully I'm in the Stampin' Chicks group on Facebook, and if we have some folks in here, be sure to say hello so that I know that you're here, and we'll get started with the mystery stamping for the month of September. So if you're watching this and you see a little red button up here that says live, then that means that I'm live with you right now. Yay! So say hello. And if you don't see the red live button up in the upper left hand corner, then it means I'm no longer live and you are watching this on the replay. So thank you so much for watching. And the good thing about being on the replay is that you'll be able to pause, fast forward, rewind as needed. But while we're live, you'll be able to interact with me in person. So that's awesome too. Alright guys, so the supply list for this month says that you need a piece of cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and you're going to score it on the long side at 5 1/2 inches. This will obviously be your card base. And then the next one is a piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inches. Now, you'll notice that this one is listed just as cardstock, and then the next one is listed as cardstock / DSP. So that means you could do either cardstock or DSP, and you want that one to be 3 7/8 inches by 2 inches. And then a different cardstock or DSP measuring also 3 7/8, but this one by 3 inches. So both of them are 3 7/8. One of them is 2 inches and one of them is 3 inches tall. Okay, then you're also going to need cardstock, 2 pieces, cut at 2 1/4 inches by 3 inches. Okay, now you'll probably want these to be the same color, but it doesn't really matter. But you do want 2 of them cut at 2 1/4 by 3 inches. All right, and then the next thing is cardstock or DSP. You want this one cut at 2 inches by 2 3/4 of an inch. Then for either white or vanilla cardstock, whichever coordinates with your designer series paper, you're going to cut one piece at 2 inches by 2 3/4 of an inch, another piece at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inch, and then you'll need a strip for your sentiment. And then in addition to that, you'll need ribbon embellishments, etc., whatever you want to embellish your project. Image stamps, sentiment stamps, ink, coloring tools of your choice if your image needs to be colored, and adhesives. Now, I will tell you, for my project, I used Stampin' Seal and Stampin' Dimensionals. However, this is your project, so you can do whatever you like. This is the wonderful thing about mystery stamping, isn't it? So, with that in mind, if you are ready, let us rock and roll to clue number 2. All right, friends, clue number 2 is simple and easy. It says fold and burnish your card base. So take that 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of cardstock that's scored at 5 1/2 inches and fold it in half and burnish that crease really good and sharp. It seems like forever since I've done mystery stamping now, but I like the idea of doing it once a month. So it will always be on the first Wednesday of the month, unless otherwise noted in the events somewhere. So you'll be able to find the event listed on the Stampin' Chic Dana Sullivan Facebook page under my events tab. And then each one will have a link back to the Stampin' Chicks group. And that's where we will always do these Facebook Lives at. And then I will download and save the videos and put them on my YouTube channel as a replay. So if you're watching this from YouTube, you'll be able to join us live on Facebook if you go check out the Stampin' Chic Dana Sullivan Facebook page. So I hope that you guys will go over and like my page and check out the events tab for the upcoming stamping bingo, or mystery stamping, and actually there is a stamping bingo, and some upcoming classes that will be getting posted soon as well. So that'll be a lot of fun, and as always, you'll find projects and tips and ideas and stuff like that too. So, all right, clue number 2 was to fold and burnish your card base. Let's move on to clue number 3. All right, clue number 3 is to stamp your sentiment and or image on the 2 inch by 2 3/4 inch vanilla or white cardstock piece. So you're going to stamp a sentiment and or image on that 2 inch by 2 3/4 inch whisper white or vanilla piece of cardstock. Okay. I'll give it just a minute in between each of the clues to give you time to do that process. And if you need to color your stamped image, now is the time to do that. And if you don't finish by the time we move on to clue number 4, you can come back to it later. All right. I mentioned Stamping Bingo, and you'll find one on my events tab scheduled for October 20th. And that one's going to be an in-person Stampin' Bingo, but I am going to be scheduling another virtual Stampin' Bingo so that my friends from outside of Tennessee will be able to join in too, because it's always a lot of fun. Stamping is great, and bingo is great, and Stampin' Bingo is absolutely fabulous. So if you've not done it before, you definitely want to try it out. If you have done it before, you know it's a lot of fun. And if you haven't done it with me before, you definitely want to. And if you have done it with me before, you're probably already signed up. So I will really be looking forward to seeing everyone again. It's been so long. The venue where we'll be doing the in-person bingo is actually big enough to seat 60 people. With reasonable social distancing, so it's not a bad place at all. There's a lot of table space and chairs, and we'll be making some modifications, of course, to make sure everyone stays safe, but we'll be able to have a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to that. It actually seems like it's been forever since we've been able to do in-person events, so it's interesting that this will be one of my first in-person events back together since the COVID crisis has gone on. All right, friends, clue number 3, stamping your sentiment and or image on that 2" by 2 3/4" white or vanilla cardstock. And let's move on to clue number 4. Hi, Miss Kathy, how are ya? All right. Adhere your 4 1/8" by 5 3/8" cardstock layer to the card base. So now you're going to put this cardstock piece on the front of your card base. This will be the biggest piece of cardstock that you've got. You can go ahead and just layer that on to the card base. And we will go on to clue number 5. Absolutely, Miss Kathy. I'm excited that you're here. I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to do this last week. It was not a good time, but, you know, we're here now, and I'll be putting on the events tab each month, at least through the end of the year. We'll do mystery stamping the first Wednesday of each month. And the event page is where you'll find the supply list for each one. And this will allow me to move a little ahead and be able to post the supply list a little ahead too. So, all right. Clue is in the center of the screen and crystal clear this time. That's awesome, Miss Kathy. I'm glad. I still have no clue why it is that a couple of you girls' screens are off kilter, but I think that it must be something to do with Facebook. I'm not sure, but for everyone else before, it was already in the center. And when I watched the replay on my computer, it was already centered too, and then when I moved it, it was off course completely, so it was weird how it was going on. So anyway, I'm glad that it's working out. It's in the center of my screen too, so that's good. All right, clue number 4, adhere that 4 1/8 by 5 3/8" cardstock piece to your card base, and we are moving on to clue number 5. You've really not missed much, Kathy. You'll stamp an image or a sentiment or image and sentiment onto that smaller white piece of cardstock, the one that measures 2 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And then that's pretty much as far as we've gotten. attach the cardstock, and now we are going to attach the 3 7/8 inch by 3 inch cardstock or DSP to your card. So you've put that first layer down on your card front. Now you're attaching the 3 7/8 inch by 3 inch cardstock or DSP to that card. I think this card is especially going to be fun because I think that there are a lot of ways to interpret these instructions. So this one's going to be a lot of fun, and I think everyone's projects are going to be completely different. And of course I will show my finished project at the end. But if you happen to watch this on the replay, don't cheat. Follow along, do the instructions, and then see at the end if our cards match. And as always, make sure at the end of our session that you post a picture of your completed project down in the comments below. It's always fun to see everyone else's projects and what everyone comes up with, and you know, it's been really nice. It's actually a lot of fun to see everyone's interpretations of these projects and the clues, and everyone does a great job. So it's just a lot of fun. All right, that one was an easy one. So once you have attached the 3 7/8 inch by 3 inch piece of cardstock or DSP to the card, we will move on to clue number 6. Okay, clue number 6 says to stamp a sentiment and or image on the 4 inch by 5 1/4 inch whiter vanilla cardstock, and go ahead and attach it to the inside of the card. So now you will be setting the direction for your card. Stamp on that 4 inch by 5 1/4 inch whiter vanilla cardstock and attach it to the inside of the card. So if you follow my channel, if you've watched me do video, you know that I always say no naked insides and no naked envelopes. So now is the time to do something on the inside. I have found a new guilty pleasure. Lemonhead lemon candies. I found these at the Dollar Tree. I shouldn't say a new. I mean, lemon heads aren't new, but for whatever reason, they're a thing now. All right. That makes me want to ask, what's your favorite candy? What's your favorite guilty pleasure? Mine's probably Lemonheads and the TV show Supernatural. That's awful, but I've been binge watching. I started the series from season 1, episode 1 a few weeks ago, and I've been replaying and catching up with the ones that I hadn't seen yet. So the series is wrapping up, and I figured I would refresh on the old episodes. Alright, stamp your sentiment and or image on the 4 inch by 5 1/4 inch whiter vanilla cardstock and attach it to the inside of the card, and we will move on to clue number 7. Ooh, the coffee nut M&Ms. Yes! You know, where are they? I have some others. M&Ms are a great one for me too, because I always want to try. Here's another one. Have you tried the English toffee ones, Kathy? Oh my goodness. I haven't tried these yet, but they're here. I need to try them. These ones are peanut English toffee, which I didn't realize, but I like peanut too, so that's okay. I tried the coffee nut ones with the mint ones one time. I was on a road trip with a friend of mine, and we mixed the two bags together, and they were actually really good. It was kind of like a mint mocha coffee. It was really good. All right. So clue number 7. We're going to attach the 3 7/8 inch by 2 inch piece of cardstock or DSP to the card. So now we're taking the other 3 7/8 inch piece of cardstock or DSP and attaching it to the card. Oh, the coffee ones are peanut too? I think I knew that. The mint ones are not. The coffee ones, yes. I wonder if they come with peanut and plain, or if they're only peanut. All right, so attach the 3 7/8 by 2 inch cardstock DSP to your card, and we will move on to clue number 8. All right. Clue number 8 says, attach the 2 inch by 2 3/4 inch cardstock or DSP to the 2 1/4 inch by 3 inch cardstock pieces. So you'll take the 2 inch by 2 3/4 inch cardstock or DSP and attach it to the 2 1/4 by 3 inch cardstock piece. So this is one of 2 cardstock pieces that are the same size. All right. So go ahead and attach the 2 inch by 2 3/4 inch cardstock / DSP to the 2 1/4 inch by 3 inch cardstock piece. Now you probably notice in your supplies that you have 2 pieces of cardstock that are 2 1/4 by 3 inches, and then you have another piece of cardstock or DSP that is 2 inches by 2 3/4 inch, and then you have that original white or vanilla piece that's 2 by 2 3/4 inch. Okay, so right now we're attaching the 2 by 2 3/4 inch cardstock or DSP to the 2 1/4 by 3 inch cardstock. So we're matting these together. And then we will move on to clue number 9. All right, clue number 9. Now you're going to attach the 2 by 2 3/4 inch white or vanilla piece to the other 2 1/4 by 3 inch cardstock. So you're going to layer that stamped piece onto the other cardstock piece. Okay, so you should have two layered pieces that have 2 1/4 by 3 inch cardstock backs. Miss Kathy, have you tried the brownie ones yet? Those are good. Now my mind's on M&Ms and all the different flavors. I wasn't crazy about the candy corn ones. They were too sweet. And the pumpkin pie ones were meh. They really didn't taste all that good. But the brownie ones were good. I like chocolate fudge. I'm excited to try the English toffee ones. I actually got them to go in a treat packaging for a project that I'll be posting on my blog soon. So you'll have to keep an eye out for that. Alright, so once you have layered the stamped white piece on, or vanilla piece, onto the 2 1/4 by 3 inch cardstock, let's move on to clue number 10. We're getting there, folks. We are almost done. Alright, clue number 10 says, adhere both of the 2 1/4 by 3 inch layered pieces to your card. Okay, so now you're going to put both of those layered sets onto your card project. We are almost done. All right, so how are we doing? Are we liking our project so far? It's almost finished. Once you get both of those layered pieces attached to your card, we'll move on to clue number 11. All right. And clue number 11 is to stamp a sentiment on the strip of whiter vanilla cardstock and then attach it to your card. So go ahead and stamp a sentiment on that strip, attach it to your card, and we are done. Okay, so from here you've got everything put on your card. You should have no leftover pieces, and you're welcome to embellish your project however you like, with ribbon or bling or whatever you like. And I will go ahead and share with you my project. All right. So here's how my card turned out. How does it compare to yours? What do you think? Do you like how your project turned out? I'm sure you do. I'm sure that the projects are absolutely fabulous. Everyone always does a great job. We're our own worst critics. And, you know, mystery stamping without knowing what's going on and just going clue by clue, man, it can be challenging, especially for those of us perfectionist types who just have to know what's going on and where. But it's a lot of fun when you just let go and just have a good time. So that's what this is all about, isn't it? So make sure that you post a picture down in the comments below, and I want to see what you've come up with. So share your pictures so that we can all show some love. And thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me this evening. I'll have the next month's event and supply list posted soon. And like I said earlier, I'm going to try to have every month at least through the end of the year posted in the next few days or week or so. They'll all be posted relatively soon. And so you'll be able to prepare in advance, and so will I. So that's always good. All right, well, thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye for now.